Hey, we're working on dynamic cube maps. Okay, so we have some cool shit now. I want to try making this bigger. That randomization needs a little bit of work. It seems like it wants to cluster around the spawn point. So I'm gonna figure something out there. Let's play with exposure a little bit. Zero's gonna be too much, I already know. Maybe not. I mean, it's definitely too much for the ship lights. This is kind of what I'm talking about. I don't want there to be this. Like something went wrong in the RNG here for the local offset. It's still cool though. And the good news is we're already generating a cube map with this. I'm just not using it fully yet. Alright. He could teach a Bible preacher. Starfield. I think it does need more resolution though. Okay. Projected stores. Would it make sense to move? I think it does actually. So before we snap our picture, we set our sky sphere to hidden. Then we capture the scene into our texture. And then we unhide the sky sphere. Something like that. Try it. Here. Okay, that worked. Now we just need to capture screen. Do we have a dynamic star map? Procedurally generated? Maybe. I think we do. No, it still has the fucking thing. I thought I killed that. Show hide Niagara component UE5. So I'm generating the cube map now correctly. I need to do a couple things. One thing I need to do is hide the particle system once the map's generated. But that's not working. Okay. Turn off Niagara system in Blueprint. Deactivate. Oops. Bring this stuff over here. All right, so deactivate. Interesting. Not what I would have expected to happen. We did it. So it just needs a randomization pass. Maybe if I can ever do this. Pending killer garbage, set component tick interval. I'm dumb. Fucking A. Alright, that's why my skybox wasn't working as an infinite skybox, and then I think this stuff was all just working. It's gonna come down to like determining the minimum delay to snap a good picture. Let's try this again, see if we get a bunch of errors this time. No. And that is almost it. I have to turn the playership off until it's done. And I have to increase the randomization settings or system. So randomization stuff's gonna be let's just go ahead and get all this stuff cleaned up. This is fucking cool. Alright. Do this, this, this. Now we gotta work on the randomization data. That's gonna be here. Yeah, this is where. What if I do like this? It's rolling too close to 0 too regularly. That's the problem. So if I do this, and then I can do would it be random integer between 0 and 1 minus 0.5 times 2 to get either a positive or a negative? I think that's right. Range from stream 0 and 1 minus 0.5. Oh, oops. Integer in range from stream between 0 and 1. Cast to float. Minus 0.5 times 2. That should give us a random 1 or negative 1, right? I think. And then we can just take this whole thing, plug our stream in. Multiply. Yo, yo. What up? There we go. Multiply. Multiply. Plug it here. Plug it here. Alright, maybe this will make our variation on the stars look a little bit less patterny. Let's try it. So we'll say the super fun thing about these stars is they actually are accurate representations of their stellar coordinates based on the seed, and it's all procedural, so you don't have to calculate any of it before runtime. Yeah, that I think that fixed the patterning a little bit. There's still like these little triplets that are popping up. Maybe the star's a little bit too big. Decreasing the max speed also, or the max distance also, will increase variation. So let's try this. At least a quarter. Save that, and then over here, when we generate our star field, let's bring this down to like a 6, maybe. See what kind of star field we get this time. I mean, I think to me that feels pretty random. Where's my ship? Where's my ship in the cube map? There it is. So basically, we're using a particle system to model a segment of local space accurately, and then we're using a cube camera to snap a picture of that as a cube map and write it to the texture that we use for our actual sky sphere. And what that means is that if I go to any other star, all the positions will update correctly. So like this star map is deterministic in this spot in the universe, and in another spot it would also be deterministic. I still am going to do like nebulas and stuff on it, but the first step is getting all the stars to work properly. Which it appears they do. This looks like pretty good randomization to me. So let's save that. Let's submit some changes. And the fun thing is, when it comes time to make a galaxy map, I can use the particle system I already wrote for an in-game map. Okay. So now we gotta do some stuff. We can't render any other scene components till this is done. Including the player character, anything else. This has to be the first thing we render. So I'm thinking about how to handle that. And also thinking about grabbing a drink, which I'm about to go do. Where did my existing thing? So it spins for a little bit, scanning the local space from your current location, which is defined right here. And then it generates me up a star map that actually looks pretty good. And the cool thing about this star map, all the proportional sizes and colors of the stars are correct. So if I pick out a yellow star in the sky and I warp to it, then the star that it spawns at that point would be yellow. If I pick out a big star and I warp to it, it'll be big. If I pick out a small star and warp to it, it'll be small. I mean, you also have distance playing a factor there, but if the star is close to you and big, it'll be big. And this is runtime generated procedurally rather than feeding a skybox. So I gotta figure out how to generate some other elements. It needs like some nebula and stuff like that. La 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 la. Just sitting here pondering what to do next. I mean, I guess I need to go ahead and make it so that the like ship isn't a part of the sky map, and the star is going to have to get that treatment too, because the problem right now is that the star will spawn in at the start. So I'm going to have to change the way all that shit works. think I'm gonna make a star. I'm in star initializer. I'm gonna have like a spawn star method in like all my shit. I'm gonna add spawn methods to spawn them in after a duration, so that I can control the loading and generate a clean star map each time I enter a new system. The star texture is also just the default particle texture right now. I could do some work on that front. Come up with them like sparklies or something. Just thinking. The issue is that like I built this star map generator as like a self-contained little deal. So if you put it in your scene and you feed it star data, the way I'm doing it, then you will get a star cube map after it's disappeared the particles, no matter what. But it needs access to some external shit to turn it off while it's generating the cube map. It basically needs to turn off everything except itself. Or be the first thing that happens. The only problem with it being the first thing that happens is that it needs the star initializer, because that's what does all the calculations. Like the object that initializes the star in the system also does the calculations for determining like how big is the star, what color is it, how much activity it has, how many flares it has. All that shit is determined by the initializer of the star. But you only need one per system, so it has some method calls that you can implement to like get information about the local space. I'm super happy with the randomization though, it looks good. We also have some sliders we can play with. We have this warp white ratio, so if I wanted a less kind of like cartoony, colorful star system, I can change this. And then I should only have like tints. Same locations on all the stars, just different tints. Seems cool, but that's too much. Looks pretty good. So the last parts of it will probably be easier because they can just be uniquely seeded like noise operations to generate some nebula in the background. Probably. I suspect. You can like use Perlin and power it to make it form clouds. Just would be a property of the skybox material. So I think I need a control for life cycle stuff next. Get everything buttoned up. Generating this, and then I can start playing with the texture itself. So, or material itself. It's not the texture because the program is what makes the texture. But for stuff like clouds and nebula and stuff, I don't like, it's not as big of a deal because it doesn't need to be tracked on a galactic scale like star location does. This is also a teeny tiny part of the universe. I think I'm at like 20. A 20 by 20 cube. I can find out. Solar system. Scan strength. It's set to 20 right now. So like, you can think of the galaxy as being broke up into, let's say, 1 light year by light year cubes. So the galactic X, Y, and Z indicates the cube the star's in. The local star coords is generated with a random offset from the origin of that cube, so that it could be anywhere inside that or not anywhere inside of it, but like a lot of places inside of that 1 light year cube. Our galactic dimensions are based on the max int 32 because I use it for all the randomizers. So it's 40 high. It's 4,000. Well, no, that's not. It's between -10 and 10 Z. Wait, is that right? Here. So actually I have 40 range. So I actually made a mistake in my math here. In here, I do some logic to check max ranges. And my max range is actually 20. So I was probably throwing out stuff. Because basically you have positive and negative this. We use 20 for the ranges rather than 21 because then I could overflow the number. What else? Let's change our scan strength to the maximum I can handle without breaking the computer. Everything else looks good. Let's see what difference that makes. That might have been part of my weird randomization stuff. It takes longer. It's like orders of magnitude more complex for every increment on the scan length. Too many calls. All right, so let's actually do this. Maximum loop iterations. I have 1 million. Let's up it to 2 million. Or up it to 1.5 million. And that should be enough. And I also want to, if I'm going to do that, change this to, let's try 20, let's try 30 and just see if we surpass it. I'm pretty sure we would actually would definitely surpass it with 30. Or 25. 25. 25. Can we get it done in 500,000 more loop iterations? No. It's too much. Asking too much. Alright. Wow, dude. The complexity goes up so fast when you're doing this little scan. 23. Yeah, I changed the randomization in here to be better, but I like... So, actually, these are really great optimization targets. This guy, specifically, has a shitload of random shit. And I think adding these three, because this is at the core of the loop, so when I added these, it boosted the number of operations past what it could handle. It'll be able to do this, though, I think. With 1.5 million iterations, it should be able to. Come on, bitch. Work, bitch. Fuck. How is this possible? Make all this a little bit cleaner. All right, solar system. Oops. Solar system, event graph. This is too high still, somehow. Try order of magnitude lower. So this is like the radius of your search. So like every time like you're increasing, like you can look at it as the volume of a cube basically. Every time you add one to the, or well it'd actually be adding two to the width of the cube, the volume goes up by a lot more than 2. Okay, there we go, that's a 22. We got our cube map. It looks good. This is pretty close to being dialed in. And then when you use the same scanner function in the game for the GUI, we can feed it like a much smaller amount. Like you're not going to be able to scan every star you can see. You'll be able to scan things within like 10 units or something like that. And right now the max is 22. That's 12 more orders of magnitude complexity. Well, not exactly. Because it's not like it's a pure exponential function, but each additional layer is whatever the ratio is between width and volume, more complexity to search on a cube. Okay, let's try it one more time. I'm actually going to start it, stop it, and start it again and see if all the stars are exactly the same. They should be. Make sure I didn't miss any randomization seeds. This is all like load screen stuff. Like I would generate this while I'm transitioning them to a different system for the target system. And then just because it's cool, in case I want to see the star field that generated the star field, I can get rid of that destroy. And then wait a long time. Because it's got to spin, baby. Alright. So, as long as I'm spinning, everything looks fine. Oh, but wait a second. This is actually a 3D mass of stars. Alright, hit the boundary. It does look a little bit weird with the same mass of stars being projected as a cube map, but it's this. So you can see 22 is much bigger than 20. We'll fly through our local quadrant of space. And we're kind of exiting the cube here. But that's how we do it. Oh my god. It's freaking out because there's too many particles. But I'm satisfied that works. This will be used again for display map or something. Since we've made these values, we might as well keep them around. Oops. Should actually be like this. And then I don't even have to use the function because I've already rendered the biggest cloud that I can at the initialization of the stage. And anytime I need information about the surrounding stars, I'll just have them. I think that makes sense. Do 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 do. So let's try something a little bit more efficient. Turn it way down to 10. Generate it, it's going to be way more sparse, but it'll be much faster. So that's with 10. Um, 10 is not enough. 22 is king. Currently. One will be minimum. Don't need this. Jesus. Yeah, and it takes a long time because it's calculating 22 cubed number of star settings. Well, no, not exactly. Calculating 22 cubed number of locations to see if a star's there, and then for each star that's there is calculating their details. This works. This is actually working beyond what I expected it would do. It looks good. I need to check on my actual job for a little bit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to review other people's shit. There's like 4 people on it. I'll just approve it near the end of the day. Then I have collectible deniability with other people. So this guy right here is going to be an issue. Because I need the star initializer. I need this, basically. In order to do all the calculations. And this part actually spawns the star. This is the event graph on begin play. It's hidden in game. Sup, dude? I got some crazy shit going on now. I'm working on figuring out a way to turn the star off. Here, I'll show you. This is fucking sick. This is like one of the coolest things that I've done so far, I think. So you remember we were working on that star shit? I got this Starfield Generator class spun up. He has a sky sphere, a star field particle, and a cube camera. So when he spawns with these values, he'll generate your cloud of stars, and it looks good now. Like I've fixed all the randomization and stuff, and he'll snap a cube map of it and then apply it to the sky sphere and hide the particles. So like this is my new sky sphere basically. And I'm gonna still do stuff like I'm gonna fuck with the material and get like some like nebula clouds and stuff. But I'll go ahead and I have it on a really high complexity, so it takes a while to generate. But here in a second, any second now. There it is. All right. So I have my dynamically made cube map based on actual star locations. I have my randomization fixed. What I'm working on right now is like some life cycle shit, because like obviously when I do this, nothing else can be in the scene. So like this is the first thing that happens at the very beginning, is we generate a cube map for the current solar system, and then after that we load in like our ship and our star. So I'm trying to go alter all my shit to be able to just like easily turn them off and on during this window. The other thing I can do that's kind of cool here with this is I can, for debug purposes, I can break this. That's what's killing the particles after it snaps the cube map. So if I do it like this, the particle set will stay in the screen and we'll be able to look at it and see. And then the nice thing is, like, as long as I use seeded randoms for my material when it generates the like nebula clouds and stuff, I'll be able to just do that on the base material that is using the star texture for the cube map, I think. Okay, so right now it just looks like a star field, nothing special. But since I didn't remove the particles, if I move a little bit, you can start to see what was used to generate the cube map. It was this field of particles. And eventually I'll be using this for like galaxy map type shenanigans. The same particle thing. So for nebulas, it's going to be, I can't give you like a hard and fast rule, but it's basically going to be fucking around with noise patterns. So you could do something like take a Perlin noise pattern and power it to get rid of most of it, so that you just have individual clouds, and then apply like a color to it and maybe intersect it with another noise map or something, and then plug that into your emissive. I mean, that's like the basic concept. I'm just super psyched that I was able to get this cube map shit to work, dude. Like, I didn't, like, when I set out, I was like, oh, I don't know. That's like, can I make a texture and apply it to a cube map at runtime? That seems difficult. But it wasn't actually that bad once I figured out all the other shit that we figured out. I mean, really the key to all of this was the changing the seeds to be based on a coordinate system. That gives you the framework to work with. So I was just in here in my star initializer, adding a flag to it to hide the star on spawn, and then I guess on the event loop where's my event loop? Oh yeah, if you just need it canned, so you could definitely do that in GIMP because there's like color to opacity type functions. But if you're just trying to can something and you don't need it dynamically generated, you can just use this app I use called Spacescape, I think, and it's like built to make space cube maps, and it's not too difficult to like fuck around with and figure out how to do it. It's free. That's how I built the first cube map that I was using. The trick for me, yeah, it just like, so do you want like nested sky maps or something? I got to figure out what you want. It does. Well, it can make the 6 textures, or it can make one combined texture. But it'll handle like nebulas and stuff like that. Single picture I can drag into the sky that can be positioned in. Oh, I see what you're saying. So rather than doing like a cube map, you want to stick a texture on a plane and have it always face the player and be like a certain distance away from them at all times. I haven't fucked around with transparent cube maps beyond doing the wizardry to get my cube map to render behind everything, but maybe like a nested transparent cube maps might work too. Then you could have like your nebula layer cube map that just has the nebulas, but it's got a clear interior, like it's clear, and then you could size up one a little bit bigger and have your stars, and then like size up another one bigger and have something else on it. I don't know, I'm just throwing ideas out, man. I'm pretty sure that for what you're talking about with a single picture that you can drag into the scene, you could probably make a plane component that's set up to be like in distance from the origin and to always face the player, or something along those lines. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's like, especially when you're doing stuff that's kind of like not the way people normally do it. Like, trust me, I know exactly what you mean, because I'm taking like the hard road for every single fucking thing I do in this project. But if the purpose is to learn, then there's no reason for you to me to chase the easy shit, right? Yeah, like some volumetrics for nebulas. that's something that I was going to eventually look into. You might want to look for 3D noise. I think it's like, I don't know for sure. Are you talking about like the localized volumetric fog? Because I've done some of this stuff. So the localized volumetric fog, do you have exponential height fog in your scene? Okay. So like I know that I struggled with the fact that like the global exponential height fog has a large impact on the appearance of the localized fog spheres, like the Niagara volumes. So I know I had to kind of struggle with that a little bit, and I'm probably going to refactor the planet atmospheres before I get completely done with the solar system generator. Yeah, it's like material set to volume, and then you have to. There's some integration with Niagara. I don't remember what it is. But basically, your first step would be to get like a volumetric fog sphere, and then you could use 3D noise to like basically mask out 3D sections of the fog to make a nebula. I think. I have to qualify everything with it, I think, right? Mathematically, that should be possible. So, like, imagine like a Perlin noise pattern, just like a clouds pattern from, GIMP or something. Now imagine that in 3D. And then imagine taking that and multiplying it with the luminosity of your volumetric shape. And you can kind of start to get an idea of how it might look. So like as whatever noise pattern you can get that ends up looking like nebulas in 3D, you would then have little 3D nebulas in volumetrics. If you want, you can look at my fog sphere. I have this guy, and it's not perfect, but this is my atmosphere volumetric object that interacts with the. I think it just spawns one. Shit, I don't know what happened to my details. Details. Attribute spreadsheet. So like, I mean, I can just try to kind of set you down because I've done some research on this at this point. So you could imagine like two noise planes, right? So this has got, oh no, pencil. So this has got clouds on it, and this has got clouds on it, and then you can project them and multiply them together, and you end up with a 3D noise texture. And then you could do things like, I've noticed that like taking a cloud pattern and powering it will increase the amount of black. So like it'll basically make it into more like filamenty type clouds. And then you have your cube. That's a volumetric cube. And I think those work on additive. So you could just take whatever the output of this is, and as long as it's normalized between -1 and 1, you could probably just add it to your cube at any given point, and you end up with like normally this would just be a cube full of fog, but if you do this, it would be a cube full of like patterned clouds of fog, and then fucking with the noise would drastically change the way it looks. But I don't think that doing the nebula just on a 2D plane or on, just with a material without worrying about volumetrics is necessarily the wrong way to go. Volumetrics are, like, at least in my experience so far, they're very finicky, whereas, like, a material is not. The material is just going to be the material, but, like, the volumetric is like, is it over here? Oh, well, it fucking looks different than if it's over there because of the light. Which is part of the reason I'm thinking about refactoring my atmospheres now that I understand a little bit more about the material editor stuff. I still need it. I still want at least one big low density volumetric around the planet, so you get that sweet. Yeah, you get that sweet shadow, like that volumetric shadow from the sunlight, and I want to keep that. Dude, I had so many meetings today. It was retarded. I had a meeting from at 9:30, 10:30, 11:05 to 11:30, 11:30 to 12:30, 1:05 to 3, and 3 to 3:30. It was so stupid. It was worse. It was like basically the start of a new sprint cycle, and I'm on 2 teams, so I have to go to twice the life cycle meetings, like twice the planning meetings, twice the refinement meetings, twice the fucking retrospective meetings. It was so dumb. I was like infuriated by the end of the day. I was just boiling. Like I'm sitting there on mute like, fuck you all. I mean, depends on what you mean by useful. It was certainly, I mean, like, I had maybe 3 or 4 things that were relevant to what I'm probably going to have to do in the upcoming sprint, and obviously we did sprint planning, so we estimated everything. But, like, was it useful to me to be in meetings from 9:30 to 3:30 p.m.? No. Maybe 5% of that time was actually useful. Just how it goes. Normally I don't have much going on. Like normally they would just leave me alone to do my shit. Except for basically the end and beginnings of new sprints. There's usually a flurry of meetings, but today was especially heinous. Okay, so where was I? I was going here. If hide star. Here. I mean, I have meetings every day. At least one. At the very least, we do stand up. That doesn't super count, but. I don't know. Have you ever worked under like a Scrum framework or Agile? Basically, every morning you do a stand up and you get together, and it's supposed to be fast, but we got some long-winded motherfuckers, so sometimes it's not. But you go in, you're supposed to be like, yesterday I did X, today I'm gonna do Y, and if there's anything that's blocking you from doing that shit, you say that something's blocking you, and then you have other people to help solve that problem. If hide star is true and actor is not hidden in game, then hide it. It's good because you could fake it for a little while. Like, if somebody's not pulling their weight, you could fake it for a little while, but like over time, if you've been working on the same thing for 3 weeks saying the same shit, like eventually people are gonna be like, what are you doing? And like on balance, like that means that they have to like handhold you less and oversee you less in general, as long as you're getting your shit done. And it also kind of gives that incentive for people to get shit done. To be fair, I goof off all the time. Like, I probably put in 30% of the time that they, like, supposed to work 8 hours a day. Maybe 3 on a good day, but unless they have me in meetings all day, then I got no control over it. If hide star is false and it is hidden in game, or hide star is true and is not hidden in game, then yo, what up, Platinum? I made some major breakthroughs today. Some really cool shit. I'm generating dynamic star cube maps now, based on actual stellar locations of it, and colors and sizes of everything. Pretty standard shit. Changed something, thought it was gonna work, it broke. Oh, you know what? I think I don't actually need both of these. True blocks from both go here. Hide star goes here. So I was agreed. What I've been doing today is getting a dynamic cube map renderer, and now I have it working. So I have to have a framework to hide everything in the scene so that I can generate a clean cube map. Because I'm like snapping a picture of the scene. So basically I generate my star system as a particle system, snapshot it with a cube map generator, which writes it to the texture that's used on my sky sphere, and then I destroy the particle system. But it'll take a picture of anything in the scene, so I gotta have my star off and my ship off before I take that picture. So this should give me the ability to toggle the star from the initializer. It's a little tricky because I need the star initializer to do the calculations for the particle system. So now don't need this. This is coming later. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. True. And set the star initializer instance, and then spawn actor Starfield Generator delay. Give it like 3 seconds to do its work, and then turn the star back on. False. True. So that should turn the star off. Now, last but not least, I need get player on. Set hide in game. I wonder if this will work. And then when all this is done, we turn it back on. Alright, let's see if it works. So we don't have a star map anymore. Well, not exactly. Actually, yes, exactly. We don't have a star map anymore because it's going to generate it at runtime. Takes a while. I have it set on the largest amount I can search through the Starfield without crashing my computer. So it takes like 20 seconds or so. Oh, fuck. Local star. I fucked something up, but... Did I get... Oh, okay, look at this. There's no ship in the cube map anymore. So that worked. Ubergraph. That sounds very fucking Nazi. Das ist die Ubergraph? So something was mad. Oh. I know exactly what it is. It's actually intended because this guy doesn't render a star unless it finds one. And I'm doing this here. So, well, that should be fine. It's not that one, it's... Oh. I don't know if you remember, but the other day I was asking about a null check. It does have a null check. Actually, it's this guy right here. Do valid get. I see. But yeah, this is all we need here for that error that was spamming me. And at that point, okay. So it's test time. It's official test time. Right click on the blue guy. Like one of these. Yeah, I see. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, that's sick. So I don't even need two things for this. I can just... Yeah. That's cool because it also puts your get on the execution chain. Which I could think of as being useful in some certain scenarios. Like if instead of wanting to do your get every tick, you only wanted to do your get when it like changed or something. Alright, so now it's time for the official test. So I'd put this on 100 because there was no star there. And the star was completely fucking up the sky map earlier on. So I'm going to move back to 000 where there will always be a star and spawn this and see if I get a good sky map or star map. It'll take a while. It would be turned down a little bit for like the actual game. This is basically as much as you can do before locking up. Okay, we have a star. I'm super exposed. Like, my exposure is off through the roof. And something going on with my star is slowing me the fuck down. But I have a valid star map that is actually positioned the way the stars are positioned relative to me, and has their actual colors and relative sizes. I gotta figure out why the star is making everything go slow, though. So, you know when it started doing that? I started spawning the star right here instead of in the construction script, and it started going a lot slower, and I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure that's the order that things happen. So how much of this can I just straight up move? Is it all of it? I think it's like almost all of it, if not all of it. Yeah, so the way I was doing it before... The way I was doing it before was I had an actor in the scene, like this blueprint in the scene. So instead of spawning it like this, I had one in the scene already that I set up during the construction script, and that one ran fine. But when I spawn it like this, it all of a sudden becomes much less performant. I don't know why. But I need this. Can I just... maybe because it was able to pre-build it. So like if I do... No. Star. I think the way I used to do it... Wait. Yeah. So the way I used to do it is have this star here. And then... I had most of this stuff over here. It will have to change a little bit. Oh, I got it. I think I know exactly what to do. I'll put the sets on the event script, and there's probably something I can do to check if they're different. I bet. And then I'll be able to change the settings like live in the game, which could be useful eventually. Okay, so this calculates and sets all the internal values I need. Comes down here to contain star. My override seed. So if the seed is equal to this, that's exactly the halfway point on the seed, which just so happens to be 0, 0, 0. So like if it matches this, we override it to always have a star. And then if it does contain a star, we're gonna build this stuff. Actually, I think what you do is you do sequence. Sequence sets everything. And then it does contain a star. We will, here we go. We basically need all of these. Wait. All I want this to do is set up the values. Do I want... I'm thinking, do I want the star to spawn by default? Or do I want to have to trigger it? I mean, pretty much in all scenarios I'm triggering it because I need to do the snapshot first. Okay, I know what we do. We'll do all the sets here, and then in the event, I'll oh, fuck, I gotta do that shit. Why I gotta do this every time? This grows tiresome. Oh. So how did I used to do it? This is where having a bad memory sucks. I did this once already, and it worked just fine. So I can set the scale pretty easily. This should be this. This is star initializer. There it is. There it is. No, it doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. This is what I was looking for. Flare count. Max flare velocity. Shell color. Shell fall off. I also found out some stuff about the way the randomization works when you're using the seeded randomization. So you basically need to wrap your fetches of randomized numbers with seeded things inside of sets. Like they need to be attached to the event cycle, because if you try to do a bunch at the same time and then feed it into one pin, you get weird results. I assume they're using the system clock in there somehow in their seed or something like that. But I would get things like 5 in a row had a 0 Z value and it's supposed to be random. Show noise speed. Color. Core luminosity. Core fall off. Peak height. Noise speed. Oops. We're wrong. Delete. Oh my god. I fucked something up. Great. Flare count, flare velocity, shell color, luminosity. Oh, I just missed it. Color, luminosity, fall off, peak height, noise speed. There we go. Try it like that, and because that lets me do this. Nice. Okay, so now don't need this anymore. So we set the attributes and then we hide it. This is the construction script. I don't spawn anything. I was having issues with spawning things. This is gonna actually work great because I'm gonna make it so you can reinitialize it while it's running, which means I won't have to change levels. I'll just have to reinitialize everything. And now I've got this. And I can go here, get rid of this. It makes me super nervous to do this, but I'm gonna break all of these. So this is checking for hidden. Thinking about what I need to do here. So I don't want to reset all the values on every event cycle. Is there like a set that will only execute? No, probably not. Is there a way I can detect the change of variables? Possibly. Like if I wanted to know when this changed. Thinking maybe an additional function that does it that can just be called when needed. Yeah, I think it's gonna be like, okay, we can do it like this. This is handling setting invisible. That'll stop me from getting no pointers. incoming value hasn't been set yet. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm a little worried about the expense of putting all those checks on the event tag. But I could throttle it maybe. There's a lot of stuff to compare. And I'm trying to make it run fast again. So hidden here, just thinking out loud. The this would update it to whatever these have been changed to whenever this gets called. I have a way, I think. Yes. I think I have a way that will be workable. So I have hide star, actor hidden in game. So if these are both true, but if they're both true or they're both false, I don't want to do anything. But if they're not equal, I mean, to be honest, doing it this way kind of obliterates the need to check if it's a valid object. Because now it's always going to be a valid object because it's a part of the scene from the get-go. God damn it. I'll update the star attributes whenever it's toggled on and off. Or whenever it's toggled on, that is. I don't need to update it if it's not on. But like this hide star boolean, I can... So if these two are not equal and hide star is false, so if the state in game and the flag that we use to flip the state in game are not equal to each other, and the state in game is not hidden, so visible, then we can reset the star attributes. And that should only occur once if I understand what's going on right, per cycling it on and off. So now my player start will be further away. I might still be inside the star. Okay, I have a material. My plane renders in at some point. What about the star? Is there a star? I don't think there's a star. Fuck. Fudge. No star. Star map looks great though. It's fucking sweet. Like if you go to any of these stars, they'll be that color. I mean, shit. Shit and fuck. Wait. Wait. Yeah, that's why. Starting. Okay, there's my instance. Hold up. Oh, yeah. Yep. This is solar system. Okay, that's right. It spawns a star initializer in the solar system. It seeds it. It hides the star. Comes out as an instance. Comes over here. This one works. That one's sorted. Probably just have something dumb that I'm doing wrong. Okay, so we set this, save, compile. And in star initializer, on the event tick, we check to see if hide star is false and if the star is hidden in game. If hide star is true, like if I'm showing the star, I should call this show star. Jesus Christ, it makes it so much more confusing. Show star. Okay, and then false true. There, boom. Show star in a game. No, not. Where else you fucking connect to? Over here. New hidden. Okay, that's fine. So if the star is showing true, come down here. If the star is hidden in game, set it to the true value. That's the one. Not. No, not that kind of not. Okay, so let's think this through. Right now, the star is hidden. False. Well, the planet I have is built out of a bunch of spawned little nanite planetoids. But right now I'm working on a bunch of star math stuff. Not as good as Star Citizen. But their planets are also not randomly generated. I mean, they're pseudo, I guess. What I just finished today is a cube map generator that'll generate a star map that you can use as a sky that's based on your location in the galaxy with accurate locations of all the stars. And then when you move to another place, they will update so that they make sense in that other place too. So like you could turn around and find the star you came from. And now I'm trying to update the rest of my code to play nice with that system. Don't need any of this anymore. This is just definitively a better way to do this than I was trying to do. And here, here, here makes sense. Okay, I think that's right. And then in the beginning, should have already done all this logic. So at the beginning, I just set the attributes once, maybe. And hopefully this works. You could actually probably do Katamari with these planets if you put a little bit more work into Blender than I have. And wrote the whole engine that Katamari uses for like picking shit up. Oh, did I just like... Okay, so whatever I did there just broke everything. Like not even just the... Literally broke everything. Great. Okay, save. I think we can go back to here, and I can go back to here. I can take all this and move it again. It's not doing the Starfield generation step now. I must have broke something over here. Oh, yeah, for sure. Okay. So undo. And graph. There it is. That's why. There's seed. Okay, turn it off to start. Spin up our detail scanner. Scan for details in our galactic coordinates. Render our cube map. This should probably start the generator. Maybe I don't need this. We'll try it without it. Output. And then it ends right here. It ends when we destroy this component. I don't think I need any kind of delay or anything. We'll test it. Here. Okay. Maybe. Possibly. While I'm in here, go ahead and reduce the scan strength by a couple, just to make it a little faster. Oh, that didn't work. Fuck. Or did it? Am I inside something? Alas, what I had working is no longer working. Let's try this too. Does this stuff. So this is what happens when it starts. This is what happens when it ticks. These are pieces that I may have used for solar system, spawn Starfield Generator, and spawn star Initializer. So let's try a good old delete this and drop it again. Okay, something went wrong, it didn't run. That's why. Very easy to miss. So this uses the instance of the initializer to do a bunch of calculations. Without it, it would be pretty fucked. So maybe I can at least get my dynamic star fields back, or not. Bet I gotta regenerate the object again. Okay, maybe do this. Do not show the star at the start. Come over here, finally set show star, and solar system viewport. Main scene, delete the solar system, put another solar system, fuck me. Oh, okay, at least I got an error this time. Okay, we got stars this time. Show star graph. Set show star graph here. Here. How is that possible? By this point, Was that not connected? I thought it was. Nothing. Clear log. A second ago when I did this, I got output. Found material, that doesn't matter. Huh. Very interesting. Then begin play. We turn our galactic coordinate into a seed. We turn off the player pawn. We spawn a star initializer and set it to the instance. We create a detail scanner and we scan. And we spawn one of these. And then we turn it off. When I was doing a delay, it was working. It's not making it. Okay, so I guess I need to debug the actual event graph now because it's not making it through to this point. So let's figure out where it's breaking down. Yep. Or do I not get to see it? Doing anything in here before I tried to fuck around with it. No, it doesn't work that way. It's like the event begin play isn't firing for this. Compile. Confusing. Solar system. Solar system. 0, 0, 0, 0. Fuck me, man. So there's two issues here. One is that star initializer isn't really initializing the star very well. But more importantly, the thing that I had working is no longer working, and that's very frustrating. They just automatically do those names, huh? Let's also break this link. It's not even hitting the begin play. And that's why nothing works. For some reason. Solar system. Okay, so let's go see the solar system then. What's going on in your blueprint? So start it. Is this not hitting either? What about here? Okay. So something is... I don't think this is like a problem in my code. Nothing is happening. Let's try this. Still not happening. Let's try this again. I needed a reboot anyway. As soon as I figure out how to get all this shit turned back on, it's gonna be fucking sick. Something is wrong. Edit source system. I mean, honestly, hello would be enough, because I know it's not hitting this block of code. See? Not hitting it. So why do? Okay. Leg bone's connected to the hip bone. Hip bone's connected to the backbone. Backbone's connected to the head bone. I mean, it's... Hold up. UE5 begin play, not fire. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm getting. Under my custom game mode blueprint, I changed the game state to game state by default. This is game state. Custom game mode blueprint, okay. That's here. Game state base, player controller, player state class, default pawn. No, this isn't, there's nothing wrong with this. What the fuck? Shit was just working. So that doesn't fire. Solar system. Oh, it's doing things. Oh shit. It did some things that time. So, what's my scan strength here? 20? Scan strength. Star Initializer instance. Spawn actor Star Initializer. Spawn that, set the instance. Set it as the Stellar Initializer. I don't see anything immediately wrong with that. Did I get a print line there? No. But I did change this a minute ago. System. That's a different programming languages. Print string. Zero. So something's wrong in my scan. That does make sense. Oh my god, why did this get broken? Are you kidding me? This whole fucking time? Oh my god. That was it. Oh my god. Okay, can I have stars again, please? Yes, I'm gonna get stars this time. Now, granted, they're fucked because I, hang on, because I didn't get rid of the particle cloud that I used to generate the cube map. But if I fly out of this particle cloud and spin around, I'll have a cube map that's accurate to my galaxy. Okay, finally got some shit back. I mean, I'm outside the sphere here, but... it's cool, though. It's fun to do this. It makes the graphics go to complete shit because I haven't put the scene lighting back in yet. But at least it's running. So now, solar system. Can I go to a different place? I think it got mad. Hey. It's broken, but I have a star. Do I have a star field? No. So obviously, some of this needs work. But I do have a star. That's better than nothing. It's not the star that I made. It doesn't... it's not working. I'm fixing to just fucking roll back to when it was working. The last commit I made was pretty solid. Break time for me.